Echoes of obsession. The doorbell echoed through the quiet apartment, breaking the early morning silence. Ding dong. Kaya, open up. It's me. Kaya recognized that voice instantly, a mixture of warmth and danger, a voice she both loved and feared. Her heart pounded as she opened the door to see her girlfriend, Ray, standing with that same playful smile that masked her intensity. Kaya, Ray cooed. I just couldn't wait any longer. I wanted to see your face. Kaya blinked. It's early. What do you want? She asked, her voice laced with unease. Ray's smile widened. Oh, just this, she said, holding out a beautifully wrapped present. Happy birthday, love. Kaya's breath caught in her throat. You remembered. Before she could finish her sentence, Ray pushed her against the doorframe, pinning her arms above her head. The air in the room shifted, and a familiar, unsettling tension crept over Kaya. Ray, what are you doing? Kaya gasped, her pulse quickening. Ray's lips curled into a smirk. You belong to me, Kaya. Every part of you. She leaned in, her breath hot against Kaya's neck. It's your birthday, and I've prepared something special. Kaya's heart raced as Ray's lips brushed against her own, sending a chill down her spine. The kiss was possessive, filled with both passion and darkness, and Kaya found herself lost in the familiar dance of desire and fear. Ding dong. The sudden sound of the doorbell jolted Kaya back to reality. Ray pulled back, a flash of irritation crossing her face. Who the hell is that? She muttered. I don't know, Kaya stammered, slipping out of Ray's grasp. She hurried to the door, her mind spinning from the intensity of the moment. When she opened it, her best friend, Naomi, stood there, eyes wide with concern. Kaya, are you okay? I've been trying to reach you. Kaya swallowed hard, glancing back at Ray, whose eyes had darkened with possessive jealousy. I'm fine, Naomi. What are you doing here? Kaya asked, her voice shaky. Naomi stepped inside cautiously, her gaze darting between Kaya and Ray. I wanted to surprise you for your birthday, but something doesn't feel right. Ray's smile returned, but it didn't reach her eyes. We were just having a little moment, weren't we, Kaya? She said, her voice dripping with a sinister sweetness. Naomi frowned. Kaya, can we talk? Alone. Kaya hesitated, sensing the tension thickening in the room. I don't think that's a good idea right now. Ray's hand slid down Kaya's arm, her grip tightening possessively. She doesn't need to talk to you, Naomi. Why don't you just leave us to celebrate? But Naomi stood her ground. Kaya, something is wrong here. You don't have to stay if you don't feel safe. Kaya's heart pounded in her chest. She wanted to scream, to run, but Ray's presence was suffocating, her control unyielding. I'm fine, Naomi, Kaya lied, her voice barely a whisper. Naomi took a step closer, her eyes filled with concern. Kaya, please. You don't have to lie. Ray's grip tightened. I think you should leave, Naomi. Now. Naomi's eyes flicked to Kaya, silently pleading for her to break free. But before she could say anything more, Ray suddenly moved, grabbing a nearby vase and smashing it against the wall, shards flying everywhere. Enough, Ray snarled, her voice laced with fury. You're not taking her away from me. Naomi gasped and backed away, but Ray was already advancing toward her, eyes wild with rage. Kaya's mind was racing. She couldn't let this escalate. She couldn't let Ray hurt Naomi. Ray, stop, she cried, stepping between them. Ray froze, her chest heaving with anger. She's trying to take you from me, Kaya. She doesn't understand how much we belong together. Kaya's voice trembled. Ray, this isn't love. This is obsession. For a moment, Ray's face softened, confusion flickering in her eyes. But then, the darkness returned, deeper and more menacing than ever. "No, Kaya," Ray whispered. "I love you more than anyone ever could." Without warning, she lunged at Naomi, and in that instant, everything became a blur. Naomi screamed, struggling to fend off Ray's manic strength, while Kaya, heart pounding, grabbed the closest thing she could, a broken shard from the vase. "Stop, Ray," Kaya screamed, but Ray was lost in her rage, her eyes wild and unfocused. Desperate, Kaya lunged forward, thrusting the shard into Ray's side. Ray's body went rigid, her eyes wide with shock, and for a moment, time stood still. Then, slowly, Ray collapsed to the floor, blood pooling around her. Kaya fell to her knees, her hands trembling as she stared at Ray's lifeless body. "Ray." Naomi rushed to Kaya's side, her face pale with horror. "Kaya, we need to get out of here. Now." But Kaya couldn't move, couldn't speak. All she could do was stare at Ray, the woman she had once loved, now lying dead before her. The weight of what she had done crashed over her like a tidal wave, suffocating her. In the months that followed, Kaya was haunted by the memories of that night. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw Ray's face, first smiling, then twisted with rage, and finally lifeless. The guilt consumed her, slowly driving her to the edge of madness. Even Naomi couldn't reach her anymore. Kaya had become a shell of the person she once was, her mind trapped in a never-ending loop of guilt, regret, and the echoes of Ray's obsession. No matter how far she ran, Kaya couldn't escape the truth. Ray's love had consumed her, and now, even in death, it would never let her go. The end.